Hi, good afternoon or evening. My name is Melissa Ariano. This is my second submission for the Teacher Talks video. I recorded my first one yesterday at the end of my planning period, thinking it said a 45-second video, only to recheck it and it said 4 to 5 minute video. So I am re-recording and I'm going to resubmit to prove that I can follow directions. My submission for Teacher Talks is that I would like to really discuss and talk with people about our L scholars. I don't think that a lot of people have kind of a grassroots understanding of what it means to be an L scholar or how to work with them in the classroom. I think that they don't have an understanding my school particularly has a very high Latino Hispanic population, and I don't think they quite understand how to work with them or why parents seem to be the way that they are with them. I have a unique perspective in the fact that I taught for 4 years in Mexico. So out of the 14 years that I've been teaching, 4 of those were in Mexico, teaching in different types of schools, from one of the richest schools in the country to local tiny, not really a school, but just tutoring neighborhood children for like 10 pesos. I don't think people quite understand how they view education or how to view them. And I think it all has to be kind of looked at from a different point of view. One of the examples that I think that I would love to work with or bring out, and I always share this with my L scholars, is when I first initially met my ex-husband. He's from Mexico. We met in South Carolina. He did not speak a whole lot of English, and pretty much for the few months that we were seeing each other, I was convinced that I had the most compliant boyfriend on the face of the earth, because no matter what anybody said, his response was, okay. And this transferred over when he met my parents. My mom was painting her home at the time and started to ask, would you mind painting the living room? Okay. Well, could you clean out the garage? Okay. Could you paint the dining room? Okay. So I was convinced that, like, wow, he just really, really, really wants to make this really great impression, until one afternoon he was like, I'm so tired. I've been at your mom's house all day long. He's like, I need to tell you something. I'm like, what? And he said, I don't understand anything your mom says. And so I just say okay, thinking that she'll stop talking to me, and then I end up having to do things. And I was like, that is so ridiculous. Like, you can talk to us. You can say, hey, I don't understand you, and we'll make an accommodation for that. And he was like, I don't know, I'm just not comfortable. I don't want to tell you I don't understand, and I don't want to let anybody down, so I just say okay. And this gave me kind of perspective. At that time, I wasn't teaching ESL, but I did have a lot of Hispanic students, and I was like, how many scholars in my classroom are telling me okay when I asked, do you understand? And they weren't. Fast forward 5 years later, we'd go to, we sell off everything, move to Mexico, and I find myself in a situation where I am now the second language learner. And the first day there was just whirlwind. I had never been outside of the country, and here I am. I went to a whole different country, to a whole different family, this wasn't tourist Mexico, this was middle of nowhere Mexico. And they had planned this huge, the city had planned a huge party for him to come home, and we are at this party, and people are just they're so nice and warm and welcoming, and they're coming up and they're talking to me, and I literally catch myself just, okay, because that is somehow universal. But if I said okay, people would go somewhere else, and it made me feel more comfortable, and it really put me in that seat where I understood why he had done it for so long. It wasn't a compliance thing. It was literally you're just trying to process. I learned a lot teaching those 4 years in Mexico, and I kind of would like to share that and share my humor about it all, because it's not I think you have to have like this passion for ESL. We have integrated things at my school that other schools aren't doing, and I think they are working, and I'm really proud of them, and I would love to be able to share my thoughts and feelings. Now I've gone over about 12 seconds, so I'm going to stop talking, but I'm hoping that I'm able to put together a great presentation and present for Teacher Talks. Thank you.